What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Sandra. And we're going back to the singles collection, 1984 to 1990. And we're up to the tune, Everlasting Love. I feel like this is a concept that humans across the eons and in different forms of art and literature and music and representation continue to explore, try to understand, and ultimately to commemorate or valorize. So yeah, everlasting love, the idea of an unwavering, unbroken, and ultimately immutable love, I think is the stuff of, you know, the greatest human emotions and the greatest human stories. Now, I think in real life it is far more often very complex. I think there are people out there who, once they find that connection, you know, to the very end of their lives, they continue to feel very strongly for each other and to essentially be a team as they face the world and continue to find joy and emotion in each other. But again, most people, and you know, this certainly speaks to my experience, you go through different relationships. Some, they burn super hot and bright, but later down the line things don't fit as well, or they fall apart, or they wither for, you know, lack of attention, lack of communication, whatever it might be. So everlasting love, I think, is a very profound and beautiful concept, but perhaps it is the subject of human art and interest precisely because it is so rare, if, you know, one ever encounters it in a very, you know, comprehensive or meaningful sense. Now, perhaps people often feel like they have everlasting love for someone in a given moment or snapshot of time. But again, as to the question of how often that remains steadfast for all of their lives, it seems a little more suspect or a little more complicated, certainly from my own experience. So let's find out what Sandra has to say about it. This is Sandra, Everlasting Love, a track included in a collection of her singles from 1984 to 1990. Sound tune already. I do like her voice. Like that echo. Like that. It's like the synth bass simmers and then it hits it in for the next measure. The escalation. Is that Cretu? I don't know if that's how you say it. Cretu, maybe? That's cool. At number one, it gives me nostalgic 80s vibes. I don't think I heard that before, but it gave me a very familiar feel. It's like a sonic universe not only I grew up in, but I've reconnected with in a lot of different, you know, ways and angles and through a lot of different artist material in recent times. So yeah, I really enjoyed the vintage 80s synth pop sound of that one. Like I said, I think her voice has a really sweet quality to it. I really do enjoy it. She can definitely push it and, you know, go powerful, but even when she's singing in a softer, like lighter way, I enjoy the vocal quality of it. Again, is it Cretu? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, and maybe both of those are wrong, but obviously there was a male vocal in there, and people have made clear that that's who's producing her material for, I think, all of these songs. And also, you know, when he did the Enigma project, you know, she shows up in some places, I think, there. But yeah, ultimately, I'm going to assume that was him on the vocal. If I'm wrong, do let me know. And yeah, just a nice, tidy pop tune. Again, it feels like a single. It feels like a radio cut. Like, it feels like you could maybe go a little, like, instrumental, extended section there, roll back the chorus one more time, and, you know, maybe do like an extended mix, but like I said, it feels like a nice tidy single version of that track. So not sure, you know, the names of the albums that some of these tracks come from, but ultimately I'm enjoying going through her singles. And it's another thing where, like, you know, I knew of Enigma. That's certainly a group that or a project that I remember. Return to Innocence, but I don't think that was the only song. I think I heard at least a couple songs from them, like back when that he was, I guess, a phenomenon, so to speak, because I think Return to Innocence, and I know there's a really complicated legacy about that. They took a public domain, like, vocal collection and then, like, used it in a track that was sold commercially, and so, like, I get it, it's like a complicated thing, but basically I knew Enigma to a limited extent, but to go through Sandra's material and to learn who she was and to get a better sense of Michael Cretu, I'm going to say, until someone corrects me, which I'm no doubt, or I have no doubt that'll happen. Yeah, it's been a really cool journey. So shout out to Yun, you know, brought this to my attention in the first place, as well as, yeah, Alphaville and Roxette and some other groups that I'm really enjoying. Alphaville, it's complicated because there was actually another friend of the channel who had already suggested I go through them. Regardless, I do appreciate all friends and champions of the channel sharing these musical catalogs, allowing us to go on all these journeys. So big ups to all of you. Do let me know what you think of this tune by Sandra, and Luca, the sleepy horizontal cat, and I will see you next time. Peace.